hate that email.
Normal stay-at-home type of
I hate it.
because you get warm.
Yeah.
Actually, you take one from you just put one of these guys in bed.
Get the cordless out.
Yeah. Cordless microphone.
Unless she brings them up to the podium.
About ready, Ian? Ooh,
No. Like I said, this comes a little late. Are you busy? Are you busy at work?
Yeah.
all right. Call the meeting to order.
Make sure your microphones are turned on.
Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mr. DeYoung?
Here.
Mr. Kometz?
Here.
Mr. Moran?
Here.
Mr. Paradiso?
Here.
Mr. Janowick?
Here.
Chief Flores?
Here.
Chief Leduc?
Here.
Michael Schilling, liaison, I believe is absent this evening. Adam Decker, the Safety Board Attorney.
Here.
Chris Salatas, the Town Manager.
Here.
And Clerk Treasurer Beth Hernandez.
Present.
Okay, I need a motion for approval of minutes for the October 18th, 2021 board meeting.
So moved.
Have a motion second? I have a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Monthly reports, Chief Flores.
Okay, from October 1st, 2021 through October 31st, 2021, the members of the St. John Police Department logged 17,635 miles and responded to 561 law incidents. The investigation of these incidents led to 15 arrests with 30 charges being filed. There were 99 traffic citations issued, along with 87 written warnings, for a total of 186 citations being issued during the month. Vehicle thefts totaled 3,500, other thefts totaled 400, recovered with 0. That's it.
That's it. Chief Leduc?
Stuff all over, I'm sorry. Okay, so our EMS report, we had a total of 144 patient contacts. Of those 144, 76% were ALS 1, 1% were ALS 2, and 23% were BLS. The majority of our patients continue to remain residents of St. John at 65%, our non-residents at 35%. We still transfer, well, this month is actually a little bit different. We have 42% of our patients going to Franciscan Crown Point, 41% of our patients going to Franciscan Dyer, 1% going to Franciscan Munster, 14% going to Munster Community, and 2% going to South Lake Methodist. And then last but not least, total amount generated, $999,918. Totals monies received for this month, $53,503 and 28 cents. in regards to the fire side, we had a total of 193 calls. 3 of those calls were in the Crown Point part of the town. 9 were in the Dyer part of the town. Lion's share at 157 in the St. John part of town. 4 were in the Cedar Lake part of town. We had 8 calls in our contracted area of St. John Township and 12 requests for mutual aid.
We were going to get an amendment.
Yes, if I can, I did not put on the agenda. Zach, I apologize. We have a new member that we'd like to swear in today, if possible, and give him his badge.
Okay. Can I get a motion to amend the agenda to include the swearing in of the new firefighter, Zach Schreback, I believe?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
So I'm going to ask Clerk Treasurer Hernandez. Are we okay to go ahead with that right now? Beth, if you're ready, this is okay. Thank you, sir. I just handed it.
Sure.
I just handed it.
Okay, thank you. All right. Right here's good? Okay. You know what, why don't I just turn this on, Jason? Would that work?
And it should already be on.
Okay. We'll just kind of put this in between. All right. If you want to raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Zach Stribiak,
I, Zach Stribiak,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of
and
Indiana,
the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and diligently
diligently
discharge all my duties
discharge all my duties
as a firefighter paramedic
as a firefighter paramedic
of the town of St. John,
of the town of St. John,
Lake County, Indiana,
Lake County, Indiana,
according to law
according to law
and to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
All right, awesome. Congratulations. Thank you.
Sign too, and then I would like to present Zach with his badge. I believe his wife Jessica. And his badge under Zach will be badge 26. So on the full-time side, we team numbers, and Zach's our 26 full-time employee. St. John. Good job. We'll give it this one hand and a date between you. Please don't drop it.
All set? All right, old business, fire department.
All right, old business for the fire department. Staffing level update. So one, our shift remains short on the A shift. We did promote, at the time, Battalion Chief Gillette to Deputy Chief Gillette. So that shift remains at 3. We ran a report of some of our hours not filled. So over the year from January 1st through December 31st, we have a total of 6,352 hours that are not filled, just the vacancies, and kind of explaining that the part-time solution isn't really helping right now. I did have some preliminary talks with the town manager and some members of the town council of maybe hoping to move some of our part-time money to the full-time side next year to maybe help with those holes. And mainly our holes are typically at nights and weekends is really when we have trouble filling shifts. So that's an update a little bit on the staffing. Continuing on staffing, we do have one vacancy coming up due to a resignation that's going to be effective I believe it's the 19th, or maybe, no, it's the 17th of December. Rob Van Kijken is leaving St. John, going to Cedar Lake Fire. I would like to get a tentative, I would like to get approval from the Safety Commission to offer a conditional offer of employment to our next person on the list, Lindsay Kuzbel. The reason I'm asking for it now, she is not in perf. It will take a significant amount to get her through. With that being said, We were going to have to work with Attorney Decker as well. She's not a paramedic, so we're going to have some sort of agreement that she will go to paramedic school, and then if she leaves at a certain time, pay that back. We do have one that we've used before, but Attorney Decker has not had a chance to review it. I just gave it to him again. So once that's made, we could give her that conditional offer so she could have that. According to the advertisement, we gave her 3 years from once she gets here, or not her specifically, anyone that's not a paramedic, 3 years so they could get into class. There's a class starting in January. There's no way I'd be able to get her in. She is a relatively new EMT, so I'd like to give her some experience as an EMT before we send her into paramedic school. So I'm asking if you guys would approve a conditional offer of employment once we have the contract done to offer Lindsay Kuzbel a job.
We can do it now. It's down here later under new business.
Oh,
but
I'm sorry.
We can ask for a motion to approve the hiring of the next person on the list. Lindsay Kuzbel, is it?
Yes, sir.
I get a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion second?
I'll second.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Then last but not least, I wanted to give you guys a brief update. So I believe it was in the September meeting of this commission that you did approve a vacation time amendment to the personal policy. The town council, I believe, will be looking at that this next meeting, maybe, I hope, possibly. So we appreciate your support on that, and now at the town council level. And that's it with old business, sorry.
New business? Chief?
The new business I have, we're looking to hire also one officer after the first of the year. We do have our list established. That's good until October of next year. So we do have the top candidate that I assigned my detectives to do a background check on him. As long as that comes back okay, I'm anticipating next month's meeting to offer a conditional offer to him. And as long as he gets into perf and so on and so forth, hopefully bring him on at your January meeting. So just wanted to update you with that. And next month, I'll give you further details as far as how that went. And I'm assuming that everything's going to come back okay on him, and then we'll do the conditional offer then.
Yeah, this one would be an additional hire, so you'd be like 2 from when we first started.
It will be at 24 officers.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you'll still be short a ton of guys.
quite a few, yes.
Okay. Not to mention the fire department. So, all right. Fire department.
Well, since I went out of order, thank you for your approval for Lindsay. I did submit the training agreement to Attorney Decker. So a few things that have given you guys kind of between this meeting and last meeting was our general order. It was a huge undertaking. Some of you have it printed on the desk. It's gigantic. And after I printed it, I realized I asked you guys to get it done by January. I don't think that's reasonable. So I totally understand that. It's going to be a huge undertaking. So I just appreciate your support on that. One of the two that I've asked you guys maybe to take a look at was our promotional process and modified duty assignment. I did have an opportunity to speak to member Paradiso about some of those, and he did find a few things that he would like changed and a few mistakes that we had. So in the spirit of honesty, most of our general orders were mimicked from the police department, who had a robust list. We went through and tried to make it as equal as possible, but obviously we don't carry weapons, and some of the things police officers do, firefighters do, are not the same. So one of those things in policy 4.20, I missed on page 2, item 7. There is mention that the person would remain having the ability to carry their weapon and have police powers. Well, obviously we don't have police powers, nor do we have weapons. So the suggestion was the fire chief or authorized designee may restrict employees from working in temporary modified duty assignments from wearing a uniform, operating emergency vehicles, or engaging in outside employment, or otherwise being limited to employing their firefighter powers. So we kind of eliminated part of a weapon, because again, we don't have weapons, and police powers. That was one modification that member Paradiso asked me to make in that one.
Can I ask a question?
You may.
Does the town have a light duty policy in effect for all employees?
Beth, so yeah, yes.
They do? Okay. And so you're looking to just incorporate that into your general orders?
Well, we never, so our light duty policy, we never practice light duty because of our job assignment. So under previous administration and currently during this administration, we didn't have anything for that because we weren't able to make reasonable accommodations, but we have operations that they can do now for reasonable accommodations. Most of our guys are out when they're out for lifting restriction, so we could have them sit hopefully and help us with a little bit of clerical stuff, going through some old files and things like that. This is just for that. I had a gentleman who was on workers' comp and now he's coming off on Wednesday, so this is not super important anymore, but there's always that. We do a dangerous job as the police officers, and we just want something that if I could utilize them instead of them being at home, we could utilize some of their skills.
Is this for all injuries off duty and on duty? No. You're offering or just on duty? Because it wasn't really clear in here.
I believe it's just on duty.
On duty injuries, okay.
Well, I was gonna ask, there's a section there it says light duty for non-job related injuries also.
Yes. So again, after I went through these and printed them, I know this is going to take a while. So if we want to make more corrections, I'm 100% okay with that. I think this is going to be a process that's going to take longer than a few meetings. So if you guys have other things that should be changed, and those are good ones, I think we could table this. Now, this one for sure, since we have our staff, knocking wood, back to as full as we can be.
Is there anybody that could go on light duty now if we approve this tonight?
Hopefully not.
Okay, I just didn't know.
No, everyone's coming back. So we had one gentleman that was on workers' comp that had light duty option, but we never had it. So I'm hoping we don't. Again, making sure everyone stays healthy and safe. So I'm okay with getting your collective info on this and fixing some of those things, if that's the board would like.
Well, I've got several questions I'll email you, and the one I want to ask now is that the whole thing, there's a lot of redundancy in there with repeating that if this, state and federal law applies and so on and so forth. Is there any way to codify that into one section in front of the book so I don't have to read it 42 times?
I probably could. Like I said, I wanted to. So the one reason I left them general orders is because that's what the police department has and has been approved. I'm trying to make it as even as possible. If it's something that you guys suggest, I could do that most certainly.
Well, I'm asking, the general orders are fine. I'm just saying is that, on the first page is repetitive. Every time you turn to a new section, you're reading the same thing over and over versus one section that says this and covers everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'd maybe defer to Adam on that, or.
Well, yeah.
I can take a look at it.
If I may, real quick, the reason our general orders have that, because if you have a specific court case that goes to court and they want that one specific general order, they're all in there. So if you put that just on the first page and don't specify that throughout the rest of the general orders, that's why it's in each one, because a lot of times if they request those, there's only one or two orders that they want at a time, so that way it's there. So that's why it's on each one. If that makes sense.
They don't go to court much, though.
Sometimes they do, not a lot, but it happens.
So, all right, well, we'll work it out. We'll find out what's
Yeah,
best.
absolutely.
Has anybody had to go on disability because light duty wasn't offered?
Yes.
Okay.
So we had a couple worker comp cases where someone has been off because we couldn't make reasonable accommodations for them.
Okay.
That was kind of the spirit of this. I wanted to make sure that I was able to bring that person back and utilize them in a different aspect than firefighting.
What would they be doing, just administrative tasks?
Yeah, we have a lot of files that we need to go through to help us get back up to making sure we're keeping the right files, helping us a little bit with some of our training documents, projects like this. They could have went through and proofread some of the things that we may have missed. So there's a lot of clerical and administrative things that they can do.
Okay. Anything else?
Yep, speaking of the other one, there was one change as well in this one. And the reason that this one I feel is important, we have members that are acting in positions, we don't have an acting officer policy or a way to compensate our firefighters if they're acting as an officer, as a lieutenant, as a captain, as a battalion chief. And we have some, with all of the exits of people that we have and some new people, some shift assignments should probably be changed soon. So I would like to do it all at once, not to disrupt their lives as much. So getting this policy for a promotional policy would help me get shifts set when we get all our people in and send them on shift. So that's the spirit of getting this one approved. But one of the suggestions of Member Paradiso was on page 8, the very last page. And it says section for promotion, selection for promotion. And point 1, I believe there's verbiage there that I could come to the safety board if we don't have a qualified candidate, and you guys could waive those, waive the requirements. Mr. Paradiso suggested that in the event of not a sufficient number of qualified candidates within the department to fill expected and authorized promotions, the fire chief will designate an acting officer till a position can be filled by a qualified person. So therefore, we're not circumventing any of the requirements that we have. Again, I realize that this is a lot to go over in a relatively quick time. I would certainly understand if you guys want to wait on it, but these are the two that I feel right now are the most important.
Could I just ask a question on, I think it's page 3. Let's see, it's under eligibility for promotion.
Yes, sir.
It states that the Board of Safety may extend such a list for a period not to exceed 120 days. Adam, is that something in our authority to extend a list, providing they don't have any, but the list is running out and they want to hire somebody? Is that something we can do?
Yeah, in my opinion, you do, because I'm not aware of any state statute that prevents that, and under home rule provisions, and specifically the ordinance 1699, which empowers the Board of Safety with policy-making decisions regarding police and fire, I think you do.
Okay.
Well, the only thing I had on that, in particular thing too, also is if a promotion would occur while that list is still valid, and it's not made until after that list expires, that list should still be valid for whoever's next on it. Just, if there's a promotional spot available today, list expires in 2 weeks, and that promotion's not offered, it should still go to the person on that list, because it occurred during the valid time of that list.
Yeah, so again, and like I said, the vast majority of this verbiage came from the police department document. So again, I use them as a template because it was approved at one point.
Oh, no, I understand. I'm just saying, even with the police department, if something, again, if there's a valid list and someone leaves today and you have a promotion available today, and that list expires in 2 weeks, but you still can't get to the promotion, that whoever's next on that list should still be eligible for promotion, right? Right, so there would be no need basically to extend the list. Yeah, because somewhere when it gets close, we should probably keep up on it and start a new process right away anyway. Just like with the hiring that we discussed, we probably need somewhere here to maybe start a hiring process before that list expires.
Yeah, I'm good with removing it or whatever suggestions you guys have. Like I said, I think it was a
I
little.
think we could just all send in our notes to you, come to an agreement, and next month, vote on it.
Totally
I don't
understandable.
see really any major issues.
That's nothing major, no.
Mr. President, if I may, I'll give you an example. The reason that's in there, because our corporals, like for our first line supervisors, you have to have at least 2 years of service, full-time service, okay? So there was a time where we only had, I think, when we were looking to promote corporals, we only had like one officer that was eligible, and we had to renew our list. So I think at that time, this was several years ago, they extended it because there wasn't enough people to go run through the process. So they extended it, I think it was 6 months or whatever, and it gave 2 or 3 more people for 2 years. That way they can test when there's a better place to pick from.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's extended, but if there's no vacancies and you don't have enough people to retest, sure, you're gonna have to probably extend
Right.
a list.
But you're saying if there's actual an opening.
An opening,
Yes.
while that list is still valid,
Correct.
and I don't care if it, the list expires in 2 weeks before you get to promotion, whoever's next on that list should still be entitled to that promotion. So, okay.
And that's all I had for new business.
Okay, just so everyone knows, the fact that this board is well aware that the police and fire department are short manpower. We unfortunately can't automatically add the numbers or change it. We've had some salary discussions, and the police department, or I'm sorry, the fire department is probably in a lower 50%, if I'm correct, of pay from the surrounding towns, and it's not within our purview to give those raises, although we would certainly support them. I believe there's no one here that wouldn't support that, or additional help if it's possible. So, all right. Okay, next public comment, and if you would state your name and address, and you have 3 minutes.
Johnny Borzma, 1930 West 103rd Court. I'm here just to praise. The two most departments in any town, city, is the fire, police and fire. So thank you, Chief Flores, Chief Leduc. So with that being said, I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but I would like you to broadcast it to all of your members. You're well aware of what's going on at Welch's Stop and Shop on the 21st. We're giving away turkey dinners, full turkey dinners to any veteran, police, or fire. So it's not something if you're down and out and you can't afford a meal. No, this is just an appreciation dinner. So if you don't need it and your wife's cooking a bigger meal, then give it to somebody you know. But at least, please tell everybody to come and get the turkey dinner. It's free, and it's just to show our appreciation. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Anybody else? No comments? Anybody from the board have anything to say? Meeting adjourned. Oh, I have to back up. I need a motion to do that.
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion, I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.